Hi, my name is Joan. I was abused by my peers for 13 years. I went to an excellent school district named Ladue School District in St. Louis, Missouri. The abuse started as early as 5 to 6 years old when I looked like this. My first thing that ever happened to me was when I was helping my brother take a piece of mail to a big mailbox, and we took our bicycles. As we were coming back up, I was riding my bike and my brother was walking his. A boy stopped me on my bicycle and hurtled over the bike. I didn't know what he wanted. Then, when he reached into his left pocket and pulled out a pocket knife, I knew. I thought he just wanted to show me the pocket knife, so I wasn't so scared at first. But then he opened it up and put it to my throat when I was almost 6, maybe. I couldn't believe what was happening. My brother was right behind me, but he was walking his bike. So I turned, and as I turned, the boy turned with me with the pocket knife still by my throat. I yelled out to my brother, "Terry, he's got a pocket knife." He got on his bike so fast, and he rode as fast as he could to get to me. And when he got to me, he says, "Joan, go home. Don't look back. And don't tell Mom." It was during a time when child abuse was not listened to, between the 1960s and I say about till 1980, approximately. After the pocket knife incident, my brother came inside the house and he says, "Joan, let's go out and play." And I said, "Oh no, no, Terry, he's gonna hurt me again." And then my brother reassured me. He says, "No, Joan, we'll go outside and we'll play outside in the backyard." So I trusted my brother so much, and I love him so much, that I went outside with him to play whatever it was. I don't remember. But from that day on, I was never, ever the same. I was abused for 13 years by my classmates. I was kicked. I was punched. I was spit on. I had gum put in my hair. Sparkles put into my hair. Fingernail polish put into my hair. I had a pick put through my hair. I had ice balls thrown at me and it cut my forehead. I had tacks put on the chairs at school. One of my classmates, which happened to be black at that time, we were in 5th grade, and he took me aside and he said to me, "Joan, I'm going to find out where you live and I'm going to kill you." I looked like this at that time. I was like 10 years old. Thin. I wasn't stupid. I was smart. But I always felt stupid. I always felt like I didn't belong. Like maybe I should commit suicide. I thought about that many, many, many times. I tried. Thank God it didn't work, because I did try to commit suicide when I was as young as 9 years old. In junior high, more and more problems happened every single day. There was never a day to go to school without a problem happening. It was guaranteed. I was pushed into closed lockers. I was tripped on a daily basis by a girl that was 2 or 3 times as big as I was. Like I said, I was very thin at that time, and it was very small. And they thought I was very ugly, but I don't think this picture of me is ugly at all. I think it was a very cute little girl that just wanted to be left alone so I could just do my schoolwork and graduate from high school one day. But instead, I lived a life of hell for 13 years. Somehow, I survived. I've survived going to school, being kicked, having almost having a handcuff. I was almost handcuffed to the school rail. I was going to a great school district in a very nice neighborhood. A variety of kids, black, white, Chinese, everything you could think of was there. I know I wasn't the only child that was being picked on, but it felt like it. I had 5 to 10 offenses every single day in junior high for 3 years. It was just unreal. I sat at my locker one day and I'm like, what are they going to do to me tomorrow? Am I going to be killed tomorrow? What should I do? Should I bring a gun and blow myself away in front of everybody? I didn't know what to do. Child abuse was not listened to by anybody really so much back then. I wasn't afraid of telling my parents or anything like that, but I knew in my heart that even if they went to school, nothing would be done. I didn't always get a seat on the bus. The kids would not move over. So I had to sit somewhere. So I sat on the steps of the bus. The bus driver would say, "Is everybody ready?" Everybody but me. And he took off with me sitting on the steps of the bus. It didn't happen extremely a lot of times. It went on for several months, but it didn't happen, thank God. It didn't happen all the time. Thank God we were not in any accident. Because if we were in one single accident, I know I would have been dead. I would have flown through that door of the bus, and that would have been it. Or very, very hurt. I knew how was I ever going to get out of that kind of life? I already had 2 death threats. The pocket knife and the boy that came and said he was going to find out where I lived and kill me. Well, later on in life, I was strangled by another person. A supposedly friend. I was also taken kind of like hostage in a certain way on the school property during school hours. I was taken off of the stage, and I was pulled off the stage and taken outside. As I tried to reach for the rail, 2 boys were holding my arms, and one boy was put their hands over my eyes, and they took me to a location. They finally let go of me a little bit and put my arms up in the air. And another child was also having this done to him, which was one of my bullies. But he wasn't so much of a bully to me. I was actually a little taller than him, which kind of helped. His name was Craig. I looked at Craig, and he looked at me, and I'm like, what do they want? And what they wanted to do was to put us in a box outside in 90-degree weather and lock us up in the box together until we did what they wanted us to do. So I looked at Craig and he looked at me again, and we decided to do whatever they wanted just to get it over with. They told us they wanted us to kiss each other. And that was it. All that. To be tortured like that. That they were going to just throw us in the box. But we got it over with and we moved on with our lives. A boy that was part of my class, he saw me crying that day. And he says, Joan, what's wrong? I was sitting on the stage again. And I said, some boys were kidnapping me in a certain kind of light way of doing it. And they were going to put me in a box. He says, I'm going to go tell the principal. I'm going to get him for you so he could talk to you. Supposedly he went to the principal. He told the principal my story. Before he left me, he says, Joan, stay on that stage and do not move. So I did what people said to do. I just listened to it and just did it. You think that principal came to that gym? No. He did not listen to what was being done to one of his students at West Ladue Junior High in St. Louis, Missouri. He did not talk to me. Nothing. I was severely abused. And now I have post-traumatic stress disorder. And I deal with it every single day. I am very happy now. I have a child. I have a husband. I have my own home. But I also have all those horrible memories of all the child abuse that was done to me for 13 years. I plead with you parents that have children in school. If you hear your child say, Mom, Dad, somebody's picking on me, somebody's hitting me, punching me, kicking me, spitting at me, doing all kinds of horrible things to me, death threats, cyber death threats, all kinds of things that are maybe happening at school. Please, listen to your children. If you love them enough, listen. Don't just turn your back on it and say, oh, kids will be kids. That's just the way they are. They're mean. Not all children are mean. They're beautiful. I have the most magnificent child of my own, and she's the most precious person I know. And not all children do such horrible things to other children, but it happens. It happened to me for 13 years. Don't let it happen to your child. Please listen to them. Talk to the principal. Talk to the parents that are doing these things to your children. Don't allow child abuse to go on and on and on. to where there's no turning point. Don't let people put your child in a box. Don't let them be spit on or have to sit on the bus steps of the bus. Don't allow things to go on and on